Hi, I'm John Stewart, Chief Investment Officer of Farmers Trust Company. This is the Investor's Edge.
The Investor's Edge, Market Insights with John Stewart, is brought to you by Farmers Trust Company.
Hi, I'm John Stewart. Welcome to the Investor's Edge. First up, the week in review. Market blasts off to new all-time highs. Well, the last Investor's Edge, I mentioned that despite fears over Iran, the earnings estimates for the S&P 500 weren't just holding up, they were actually rising. And they weren't just rising, they were rising at an accelerating rate. So needless to say, investors couldn't ignore the skyrocketing earnings picture for long before deciding to bid up stocks. And boy, have they bid them up quickly. The S&P 500 has now rallied nearly 12% in just 12 trading days to reach new all-time highs, while the tech-heavy NASDAQ is up more than 15% over the same time frame, also a new all-time high. Now, with earnings season in full swing at this point, it will be interesting to see if we can keep the momentum going. So far, the early reporters have delivered year-over-year earnings growth of 31%. Quite incredible. For this week's featured insight, there are no sure things. Nothing in life or investing is certain. Investors came into 2026 pretty certain that markets could go nowhere but up. And then, after a roughly 10% decline, many became just as certain that they would never go up again, or at least that more downside was very likely. And even more quickly than the market went down, it was back at new highs yet again. Your best defense against uncertainty is diversification. That is, don't put too many eggs in any one basket. And discipline. Stick to your plan. Looking ahead, the ever-resilient consumer. Many a market analyst has predicted the death of the U.S. consumer, only to see consumer incomes and spending levels surprise to the upside again and again. We'll get another look at some consumer spending data next week with U.S. retail sales, along with consumer sentiment numbers. The sentiment is based on what people say. The retail sales are what they actually do. The former has been quite negative for some time now, while the latter has continued to show strength and resilience. So whether it comes to investing or anything else in life for that matter, pay a lot more attention to what people do versus what they say. Once again, I'm John Stewart. Thank you for watching The Investor's Edge.
The Investor's Edge, Market Insights with John Stewart, is brought to you by Farmers Trust Company.